Dell Sports Network, the coin toss, three brothers, you know the drill. All right, Thursday night game, New Orleans at Los Angeles Rams. Rams -4, over under 44.5. Give me the Rams, give the 4. The Saints straight up mop the Giants, but they're the Giants, and the Rams are hot. Both teams looking to stay in the race. Give me the Rams, I'll give the 4. Definitely over on this one.
I like the Saints, how they've been playing lately, but the Rams are just too good. Stafford's playing great. The run game, the receivers will be too much for the Saints. Rams, the 4, over.
Clean sweep. I agree. Rams are just picking the right time to be on fire. They're lighting it up, all sides of the ball, and yeah, definitely over. Giving the 4.
If this one was in New Orleans, I would take. I don't know if I would take the Saints to win, but I would take the 4 points. 2 Saturday games. We have straight up 4 days of NFL football this week. It's great. Cincinnati. Speaking of not great, Cincinnati at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh plus 2.5 only for some reason, and it's a 4:30 game. I don't know what happened to my voice there. It's a 4:30 game. Over under 37.5. Give me Cincinnati. It's probably going to be another sweep, but give me Cincinnati and give me the under because it's probably going to be like a 21-10 situation.
Jake Browning barely squeaked by Minnesota last week. They have their backup quarterback. They get to play another backup quarterback. With the points, Steelers lose a close one. See how I didn't say Bengals win? And I'll take the under.
I'll take just over. Bengals win. With giving up the points, I'm done with Pitt. I'm ready to see them just go down. No more playoffs. I'm just so happy they're not going to be in the playoffs. Definitely Cincinnati. Browning keeps rolling.
Buffalo at Los Angeles Chargers. It's a big one because of the point spread of 11. Over under 42.5. Now, do we see the Chargers that we saw against the Patriots, or do we see the Chargers we saw against the Raiders? 11 is too much for me. The Bills obviously win, but give me the 11, and the plus 11 doesn't count towards the over-under, so give me the under.
Chargers have a new coach. They're going to have new energy, going back to the basics, 10-day rest. Bills win, not giving the points, going under.
No Herbert, banged up Keenan Allen. Buffalo wipes this game out. Thinking Buffalo, I'm giving the points. It's going to be a hair over.
All right. Sunday games, 1 p.m., the Shabbat special. Washington, soon-to-be Redskins at New York Jets. Jets -3. Now, since we've been doing this will be the first predictions episode you guys hear, but we've done some pregame situations. Anytime the Jets are at home, you give me the Jets, even though they're given points. The Jets' defense plus the crowd is enough for me. Under 38, Jets -3.
This Jets is a horrible team. I don't know if you saw last week's game. They can't find the receivers. Running game can't get going. Big quarterback problems. Give me any team except Carolina. No points needed. Go on the under.
I don't know. Washington, they're having a quarterback problem of their own. Sit Sam Howell. Are they Jacoby Brissett? I think they brought in. He did all right, but man, it's a tough one. Jets, you didn't never know. They're gonna score, not gonna score. I'm gonna go with Washington, giving up the points, and it's definitely under.
Washington receiving the points.
Yes.
Yeah, that thing. For me, Sam Howell is another man, we'll call him, who, if he was on a different team, his whole life would be a different story. Next, Detroit at Minnesota. Detroit's 2 of their next 3 games are versus Minnesota. Detroit -3 only at Minnesota is, what's his nut starting again? Nick Mullins. Give me Detroit. Give the 3 over 47.
This is disrespectful to the Lions. Only a 3-point spread. They did this a couple weeks ago with Chicago, but Chicago ended up winning that. It's all based on Jared Goff. He's coming off 5-game 5 touchdown game. I think it continues. Detroit -3 going over.
I'm gonna go the opposite way. Minnesota's finding a run game with Chandler, looking good. I'm gonna take Minnesota, taking the points, and I'm going over.
All right, next we have Cleveland at Houston. Case Keenum will start. I think that CJ Stroud is close to being ready, but they don't want to risk the future of their franchise because Houston is good, but they're not that good. Give me Cleveland. Cleveland is another one like the Jets, where if they're at home, like they're a lock for me. But even so, Cleveland on the road. If it was a -3 for Houston, because I think this is a field goal game, then I'm taking the points. Yeah. Oh no, Cleveland's getting the points. What am I saying? Cleveland plus 2.5, no doubt about it. And we're gonna go under 42.5.
Yeah, the Browns are at their top of their game on their defense. Flacco looks good. His accuracy has been great. No Stroud. This is an easy one. Going Browns. If they win this one, guaranteed a playoff spot. Going the under.
No Browns in the playoffs. I'm gonna go with Browns as well. I agree. I think it's gonna be under. It's gonna be a close game. I agree. Browns giving up the 2.
Yeah, for me, I typically the Browns, even just their uniforms, disgust me. But this is a different Browns team. I like watching these guys, especially with Joey Flax over there. Okay, we have a weird one here. Green Bay at Carolina. Carolina +5, which again I think is pretty disrespectful to the Packers. I don't care who they just lost to. Over under 36.5. So right off the bat, under 36.5, because most of the points are coming from the green and yellow over here. And I'll take the -5. I thought this would be like a -8 or 9, but Green Bay definitely.
So I got written here, I got Green Bay -5 because they're playing Carolina. That's all I got. I'm going the under.
I agree. Green Bay with the under.
Yeah, we talked about the not Green Bay. We talked about the Carolina Atlanta game on our recap episode. If you guys check that out, that was an interesting one. Seattle at Tennessee. Tennessee +2.5. 42.5 over under. Now, Will Levis. If Will Levis had an offensive line, I think that Tennessee would be favored here. But this man, as we talked about with Houston versus Tennessee, is he's getting smacked every single play. And if it was me and I was Tennessee, I know you got to get the rookie some snaps. Sit him for the rest of the year. This offensive line is borderline pathetic. So, and I know it has a lot to do with quarterbacks and recognizing blitzes and protections, but the offensive line's got to help the youngster out. That being said, give me Seattle. I just watched them do me dirty, but Seattle -2.5. This will be a tight game, and give me the under because Drew Lock should be starting again. So under 2.5, but give me Seattle and give the points.
This is a tough one. I think I'm going to go Titans. I'm going to go Titans, the 2.5, +2.5. Defense plays tough. I'm a big Will Levis fan. He'll get it done. No Geno Smith. Yeah, they win this one.
Yeah, I'm going to take Seattle and give up the 2.5. We're going to go just under. I think Seattle runs away with it.
Yeah, and Tennessee's definitely tough at home, so that tight game. Indy at Atlanta. Give me Indy. I'm not even going to entertain Atlanta after last week. I don't care what the conditions were. They could have been playing in a hurricane. You just lost to one of the worst teams I've seen in the last decade. And give me the under because Atlanta, I know they're at home now, but I don't care. And Taylor Heineke's starting, which is definitely helps, but I'm not taking Atlanta anymore. Give me Indy -2. Give me the under 44.5.
Yeah, I agree. I'm going Colts -2. Jonathan Taylor potentially back. Atlanta does not use their weapons. No Bijan, no London. This is a consistent thing. every freaking other week. And I'm going under.
I agree. Colts given 2, and I'm gonna go over. Yeah, I think Colts too many weapons. Atlanta's they're done.
All right, we got a few more here. Jacksonville at Tampa Bay. These are the 4 p.m. games. Tampa minus 0.5, which is the closest we've seen, with an over-under of 43. Give me Tampa minus the 0.5, so it's basically a who do you think is going to win game. Jacksonville is spiraling out of control. It's hard to watch. Their game against Baltimore with the 2 missed field goals early just kind of, ooh, that was a rough one. I love Jacksonville. It's one of my favorite teams to watch. But Tampa minus 0.5 over 43.
Yeah, this game right here is a coin flip. I just got to go with the fact that Tampa Bay's at home. I mean, I think the Jags are going to bounce back and look fine, but Baker Mayfield's he's playing his ass off. It's going to come down to the wire. I'm going over.
At Jacksonville, too many turnovers. Lawrence hasn't looked like himself. Definitely Baker. Baker looked great last week. I'm gonna take Tampa, given the points. We're gonna go over.
Man, a clean sweep. I did not expect that. All right, Dallas at Miami, which I would rather watch Jacksonville at Tampa, but we're going to be stuck with Dallas at Miami. Hopefully you have the red zone out there. Miami minus 1.5 and an over under 51. So you got to take the over here, even though Dallas's offense was absolutely pathetic last week in hilarious fashion. But give me Dallas. Give me the 1.5. I don't think that they're going to lay 2 goose eggs in a row. I think even though they were on the road last week, the weather was the issue. Well, the Bills were the issue, but the weather played into it. But we're going to be in Miami this time. So I don't think there is. Now, this is one of the few times that the announcers have harped on something that I actually appreciated, where they showed the Miami sun and how it affects the road team based on how the stadium's angled. But I'm still going to take Dallas. You're giving me 1.5. In Miami, who have you beaten? So Dallas plus 1.5.
Yeah, I'm taking Dallas as well. And Miami hasn't beaten any great teams. Dallas not good on the road, but they'll bounce back. They're going to sniff out Tua's quick passes. And I'm going with the under. I know you're confident in the over, but I'm going under.
Did we get the formula? Run down Dallas's throat.
Yes, sir.
And get a little Mostert going. And I can't pick Miami though. Dallas wins. I'm gonna give up the 1.5, and I'm gonna go over.
Yeah, we're gonna get a lot of Mostert, a lot of A-Chain, which sucks because I'm on a fantasy bye week for the playoffs. I would have loved to have them starting for this one, but anyways, Arizona at Chicago, the snooze fest of the week. Chicago minus 4.5 at home with an over under 44.5. For me, the Cardinals hung in longer than they should have with the Niners. And the Bears at home usually are typically pretty tough, but give me the 4.5, even if the Bears win. Kyler, he still looks solid. I wasn't sold on him. Yeah. Give me the 4.5 and give me the slight under. Slight.
Well, I was gonna say Arizona actually looked really good. Flashes of a couple of years ago, when they were supposed to be an elite team, put up 29 points against the number 1, number 2 defense, whatever their top defense, San Francisco. Chicago, they're just too unpredictable. Cardinals +4 going over.
I think Cardinals are gonna win, but it's gonna be close. I'm gonna take Arizona getting the 4.5, and I think it's gonna be just under.
All right, we have 4 games left. So New England at Denver. We talked about flexes in the episode that never went up. This game should not be a primetime game. I mean, you should have flexed Jacksonville at Tampa or Dallas at Miami so we could watch both games. This is going to be awful. Give me Denver by a touchdown, I guess, and give me the under for sure. Denver has looked bad, but New England looks like they want that first overall pick.
Yeah, I agree. Take Denver, a touchdown. New England defense has been pretty decent, but everything else has been a disaster. And I'm going with the under.
Yeah, no doubt. Denver definitely giving up the 6.5, and just go just under, but definitely Denver.
All right. These are some spreads if I've ever seen them. Las Vegas at Kansas City. Kansas City -10. Give me Las Vegas +10. Kansas City wins, but 10 is a whole hell of a lot to give up. And we're going to say over 42.
Yet again, I agree. Las Vegas has an intense defense. They're not going to win by more than 10 points. I'm going to go with the under, Kansas City.
I'd like to go with Mahomes, but I don't know. They look, besides Rashee Rice, I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna go with KC, but KC to win, obviously. Yeah. They don't cover. I'll take Vegas with +10, and we're gonna go over.
Kansas City has an excellent defense, so Las Vegas isn't going to do to them, obviously, what they did to the Chargers, but they'll still put up some points. Unlike, it's bananas to think Las Vegas scored 0 and then 63. Has that ever happened in history? Like, it's nuts. Another wild spread. The Giants at the pathetic Philadelphia Eagles. Eagles losers of 3 straight games, about to be 4. Give me the Giants +10.5, and give me the under. The Eagles' offense is sad to watch. It's boring. It's stagnant. Nick Bosa is a defensive savant. So, yeah, definitely Giants +10.5. And I was joking about the Giants winning, but the Eagles aren't going to beat them by 11. That's nuts.
Tommy DeVito looks good, but I'm going with Philly. And they will cover. They're going to beat them by more than 10.5. They got to come out and show a statement. Everybody's talking about how bad they are. This is a 10-3 team. And I'm going to take the over. 10-4 team, sorry. And I'm going to take the over.
Now, for Dan's sake, I've picked Philly to cover 3 times in a row. 3 times in a row they have lost. I'm taking the Giants with the 10.5. I mean, obviously Philly wins, but I'm gonna help Dan out, and I'm gonna pick Giants with the points, and we're gonna go just over.
Yeah, this offense. We'll get to. Well, how does time work? We got to that on a previous episode. It's all jacked. Okay, game of the week: Baltimore at San Francisco. San Francisco -5.5, which is kind of nuts. I think San Francisco wins a close game, but give me 5.5 with Baltimore. Baltimore is probably the second best team in the NFL. They're the top AFC seed. 5.5 is wild to see in this game. So definitely over 46. Lamar Jackson, well, Nick Bosa's got the keys to the kingdom. So, they're going to shut out Baltimore. No, give me 5.5 with Baltimore and give me the over.
I'm going with Baltimore is going to win this game. Lamar Jackson looks too good right now. He is an MVP candidate. The way he moves in the pocket is, I don't see San Fran getting to him. Yeah, I'm going to go with the over, Baltimore, with the points.
I'm going to go with San Fran. Baltimore's run game, I mean, besides Jackson, has got me a little nervous. They lost Keaton last week, and that was horrible. The kid was nasty. I'm going to go with San Fran. I'm going to give up the 5.5, and they're going to cover, and I'm going over.
All right, those were our picks. Let us know what you think down in the comments, and check out. We'll have more recaps of these games we just talked about. And let us know how bad we did.